I want to end it. There's no point in me being here anymore. There was a woman who lived in a cottage that her children built for her. She sat in the living room in a soft brown recliner, while the hospice doctor, the social worker, and myself sat in front of her in metal folding chairs. It was a heavy conversation we were having that day. She was diagnosed with terminal kidney cancer and wanted to discuss the End-of-Life Option Act. This was a monumental decision, and we wanted to be certain that this was indeed what she wanted. She had a prognosis of several more months to live, and was afraid of the pain and uncertainty of it all. She felt it was pointless to stay and wait around for inevitable pain and suffering. She felt there was nothing else for her to do, or anything else she could do. By the end of the meeting, she decided she wanted to go through with it, and requested that we initiate the process. The doctor said, "I'll get things started, but maybe you can take some time to talk with her to facilitate some closure." I came by the next day and shared that I could write a song for her, inspired by something special she wanted to share. I asked if there was anything left unsaid before she went through with her decision to end her life. She thought for a moment and said, "You know what? I would like to do that. Come back tomorrow and I'll give you a letter." I returned the next day, greeted by a notably more upbeat version of the woman I saw yesterday. She was eager for me to sit down and hear what she wrote. "Go ahead and take a seat in the big brown chair." She pulled up a folding metal chair and said, "I know I could have picked anything for this song to be about. But after thinking long and hard about it last night, I realized the most important thing is to tell my 2 children that I love them. I want them to remember that I'm grateful that they came into the world, that they built this house for me, and how they look after me now as I near the end of my road." She told me more about her 2 children, her treasures, a son and daughter, each born in a different season. One came into the world in the spring during a fragrant cherry blossom bloom, and the other in the middle of a cold and windy snowstorm. She said they couldn't be more different from each other, but they were each totally and equally loved by her. She looked around at the house they built for her. There were countless photos on the wall, paintings and plaques, and a hand-carved wooden clock from Germany. This place is filled with so many windows of the past, so many memories collected here. I know I don't have long. I just want my children to know that, looking back from wherever I'm going, that they can be certain that I still love them, and I'll be thinking about them all the time. She said that she'd be patient, to wait and hear the song once it was completed. She felt better now that she'd shared something so important to her, and that something was being created from it. She said she could better handle the pain now that she had something to look forward to. Suddenly, things weren't quite as scary as they were the day before. One was born underneath the smile of a summer sun. Other formed as winter winds had torn and spun. You both came, it made my world a deeper place. In your names, the imagery of season's grace. When I returned to present the song to her, she eased back into her big brown chair and sat there smiling. "I've been looking so forward to this, you don't even know," she said. "I'm so excited for my kids to have it as well." I gave her a cherrywood and gold plaque with the lyrics engraved on it, so she could read along as the song played. When I placed the headphones on her ears and started the music, she closed her eyes. She started to breathe heavier, following the rhythm of the music, swaying back and forth in her chair. When the main chorus of the song came, she started singing along. She'd never heard this song before, but she was led to sing along. When the song ended, she sat still. Her eyes opened, and through her tears, she simply sat and stared at the lyric plaque. She sat for several minutes, silent. After some time, she said, "This is me." She held tightly to the plaque and said again, "I'll soon be gone, but this will live. This is a part of me that will be here after I die." She ended up sharing the song with both of her children, securing that message in their hearts before she passed away. She never ended up initiating the end-of-life option, and calmly walked the rest of the way to her new home several months later. I was able to be there right before she died. I had my guitar and sat in front of her laying in her bed. Her daughter was on the East Coast, so we had connected on a phone next to her mother's ear. She requested that I sing her song. It was a delicate moment, soft and gentle, on her way through the door of her new home. She was honored and knew that her love would surely be remembered. When the song was over, I bid her farewell on her journey. She passed away just as I walked out through the door. It was like she was coming with me. One was born underneath the smile of a summer sun. Other formed as winter winds had torn and spun. You both came, it made my world a deeper place, and in your names the infinity of seasons grace, and I have loved you more than words can say. You have held my joy in many ways. Now you've come to build me my new home, with cherry blossoms and the whitest snow. See my smile in every bloom you care to take, and every mile in frozen glow of mountain lake. And when I go through the door that welcomed you both here, I'm sure you'll know in your hearts that I'm forever near, and I have loved you more than words can say. You have held my joy in many ways. To build me my new home, with the cherry blossoms and the whitest snow. Can't help but wonder what it's like to take a step into that parlor in this holy house with many rooms. I'll dance in time, I know it soon, and I have loved you more than words can say. You have held my joy in many ways. Now you've come to build me my new home, with cherry blossoms and the whitest snow. Oh,